You will never choose your own husband or wife. Your parents will do it for you. And you will see this person for the first time on your own wedding day. You will be born into a caste and you will die in it. Changing this is impossible. Your caste will determine your job, your friends, your food, and even who has the right to touch you. You will live in a country where 1% of the population owns 40% of the wealth, while half the country shares a miserable 3%. You will be afraid to go out on the street because you are a woman. What country is this? This is India. Why is one bride killed every hour in India? And what does a dowry have to do with it? Is it true that families spend twice as much on a wedding as on their children's education and sell themselves into slavery to pay for it? Can a person from the untouchable caste become a doctor, an engineer, or a millionaire? Why do 70% of Indian women see their husbands for the first time on their wedding day? And are they happy? The population of India is 1,450,000,000 people. It is the most populous country in the world. India overtook China in 2023. The chance of being born Indian is 18%. Almost every fifth child on the planet is born in India. Meet those whose lives we will live today. Arjun was born into a family of Brahmins, the highest caste, in South Delhi. His father owns an IT company. His mother is a doctor in a private clinic. He will never know what it means to lack money. Priya was born into a family of Dalits, untouchables, in a village in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Her mother cleans toilets. Her father cleans sewers with his bare hands. Today we will pull the mask off the Indian dream. We will travel the path from birth in the caste system to old age without a pension. Are you ready to see the real India they don't show in the movies? But first, what are castes? Imagine that at birth, an invisible barcode is stuck to your forehead that determines absolutely everything. What work you will do, whom you can marry, who you will be friends with, and even what water you can drink. This barcode cannot be changed. It has been passed from parents to children for 3,000 years. The caste system divides society into 4 groups, supposedly created from different parts of the body of the god Brahma. From the head came the Brahmins, priests and scholars, the elite. From the arms, Kshatriyas, warriors and rulers. From the thighs, Vaishyas, merchants. From the feet, Shudras, servants. But there is a 5th group, so dirty they didn't even earn a place in the system. Dalits, untouchables. Their job is to remove corpses, clean sewers, and do everything a Brahmin is afraid to touch. Today there are 200 million Dalits, more than the population of Russia. 200 million people with an invisible second-rate tag from birth to death. Arjun was born a Brahmin in the private Apollo clinic. Private room, air conditioning, a doctor for $4,000. Their apartment in South Delhi is 120 square meters. Arjun has had his own room since he was 3, and so many toys that he hasn't even unpacked half of them. At age 2, he attended a private kindergarten with English and French for 250,000 rupees a year, about $3,000. A driver takes him in a Hyundai Creta, and the boy is sure that all children on the planet live this way. Priya was born a Dalit on a dirt floor. The birth was attended by a neighbor with a basin of water and a prayer. She was lucky, she survived, though 700 newborns die daily in India. Their home is 10 square meters for 5 people. The toilet is a pit on the street shared by 30 families. Priya will never go to kindergarten. In her village, there is an Anganwadi center where poor children get free food, but Dalits are seated separately, fed last from separate dishes, and her mother decided that hunger is better than humiliation. From the age of 4, Priya has carried water from a well 300 meters away while her mother cleans others' toilets. At 5, she learned the main lesson. She cannot enter Brahmin houses. Her shadow is considered dirty. If it falls on food, the food will be thrown away. She can clean their trash, but she will never be a human in their eyes. The Constitution banned caste discrimination 75 years ago, but Priya doesn't know that. She can't read yet. At 6, Arjun goes to Delhi Public School, one of the best in the country. The admission fee is 300,000 rupees, $3,500, just for the right to cross the threshold. The annual fee is another 200,000 rupees, $2,500. Uniforms, textbooks, a laptop, excursions. His parents don't even count it, because for them, these are not expenses, but investments in their son's future. His day starts at 6 in the morning. The driver takes him to school by 8. 6 lessons until 3, then lunch lunch in an air-conditioned cafeteria serving paneer and fresh fruit. After school, a math tutor on Tuesday, English on Thursday, robotics on Saturday. Every hour of his life is scheduled and paid for. In a class of 30 children, everyone has their own tablet. Teachers speak English, textbooks are from Oxford, and the walls are covered with motivational posters about success and leadership. Arjun is constantly told he can become anything: a doctor, an engineer, an entrepreneur, even prime minister. And he believes it because everyone around him became someone. Free time? What free time? In India, among wealthy families, there is a true cult of education. Parents are obsessed with their child getting into a prestigious university, and this race begins in kindergarten. Arjun studies 12 hours a day, including weekends, and spends holidays at preparatory courses. If he has a free hour, he plays cricket in the yard or watches YouTube on his iPad. But such hours can be counted on one hand. Priya goes to school at 7, a year late because her mother couldn't let her help her go sooner. The government school is in the neighboring village, 2 kilometers away on a dirt road. In the rainy season, it's knee-deep in mud. Half the girls drop out of school by age 12 because their parents need working hands at home, and a daughter's education is seen as a waste of time since she will leave for her husband's family anyway. In a class of 70 children, there is one teacher who shows up every other time because he is paid 8,000 rupees a month and is forced to work on the side to feed his family. There aren't enough desks, so Priya sits on the concrete floor in the back row. There is one textbook for every 5 students, and she copies pages by hand by the light of a kerosene lamp because there is no electricity in their house. Priya is seated separately from children of higher caste so that she doesn't accidentally touch anyone. When the teacher distributes food under the state program, she receives her portion last, in a separate plate that no one else will touch. Priya's free time is work. After school, she runs home to help her mother, carries water, washes clothes, cooks for the whole family. In the evening, when her younger brothers fall asleep, she sits by the kerosene lamp and does her lessons until midnight, until her eyes burn from the smoke. She has no tutors, no internet, not even a desk. She writes with the notebook on her knees, but Priya studies as if her life depends on it, because it does. In India, Dalits have quotas for university admission. It is the only social elevator that actually works, but to get on it, you first have to survive a school where you are considered dirt and pass exit exams better than children who had tutors, textbooks, and their own study rooms. In India, there is no compulsory military service, none at all. The army is entirely professional, and getting in is not a punishment, but a dream for millions of young people from poor families. Why? Because it means a stable salary, free housing, medicine, a pension, and most importantly, respect. In a country where youth unemployment reaches 25%, a military uniform means you've won at life. Arjun doesn't even consider the army as an option. Why would he? University awaits him, then an MBA, then a seat in his father's company or a startup in Bangalore. The army is for those who have no other options, and Arjun has too many. He doesn't even know a soldier's salary and will never think about it. But for Priya, the army is closed. Women are taken only for support roles. Nurses, signalers, administrative staff. Combat units are for men only. India is not yet ready to send its daughters to the front line, though it is ready to send them to clean toilets from childhood. Welcome to the most brutal exam on the planet. To get into a prestigious Indian university, you need to pass the JEE or NEET entrance exams that turn a teenager's life into hell. JEE is for engineers. NEET is for doctors. Sounds simple, right? Now the numbers. In 2024, 1.5 million people registered for the JEE. Of those, 250,000 moved to the next stage. But there are only 17,000 seats in the 23 elite IIT institutes, 1 in 100. It's easier to win the lottery than to get into an IIT. To prepare for the JEE, families send children to Kota, a city in Rajasthan that has become the capital of tutors. 200,000 teenagers live there in dorms and study 18 hours a day. The cost of preparation is 300,000 to 500,000 rupees a year, $4,000 to $6,000. Many families take loans or sell land to pay for this chance. And here's what happens in Kota. In 2023, 32 students students committed suicide. In 2024, 17. The city that is supposed to open doors to the future has become a suicide factory. Arjun has been preparing for the JEE since 9th grade. The tutors are the best in the city, the online courses are the most expensive, and his parents hired a personal mentor for 50,000 rupees, $600 a month. He doesn't go to Kota. Why, if Kota can come to his house? Arjun takes the exam in comfort, enters IIT Delhi for computer science, and doesn't even consider that for someone else, this path looks different. His schedule at university is 6 hours of classes, modern labs, and internships at Google and Microsoft starting from the second year. In 4 years, he will get a diploma that opens any door in the world. Priya also takes exams, but she has no tutors. She prepares using old textbooks by the light of a kerosene lamp because the electricity in the village is cut off every evening. Her mother doesn't understand why her daughter needs university. It would be better to get married and help the family. Her father silently supports her, but there is no money for preparation. Priya takes the NEET, the medical entrance exam. 2 million applicants, 140,000 seats. She uses the Dalit quota. It is her only chance. The passing score for her is lower than for the general category, and she knows it. And she knows that in the first year, classmates from higher castes will look at her as someone who stole someone's place. They will ask her, "Oh, you got in through the quota, right?" And in that question will be all the contempt of a 3,000-year-old system. Priya enters a state medical college in Lucknow. A dormitory for 6, a line for the shower in the morning, food consisting of rice and dal every day. But she is here. The girl whose mother cleans toilets will be a doctor. The pressure doesn't go away. Now it's different. To prove that you are worthy of this place. During Arjun's 4th year at IIT Delhi, the placement season begins. And it's like a fair where the goods are students and the buyers are the world's largest companies. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Goldman Sachs, they all come to campus to hunt for graduates. Arjun goes through 3 interviews in a week. After 10 days, he has 3 offers. The whole process from the first interview to signing the contract takes 3 weeks. 3 weeks. While millions of Indians spend years knocking on doors, he chooses between Google and Microsoft like choosing between 2 restaurants for dinner. He chooses Google, Bangalore office, software engineer position. He earns 150,000 rupees a month, $1,800, 5 times higher than the national average, plus bonuses, stocks, and free meals. Officially in India, it's 48 hours, 6 days. Arjun works in a comfortable office from 10 to 7, but calls with the US stretch the day until 11 p.m. Arjun spends 35,000 rupees, $420 on an apartment with a pool in a good area of Bangalore, $15,180 on restaurants and delivery, $25,300 on bars and trips to Goa, and $50,000, a third of his salary, he saves for the future. In 5 years, he will buy a BMW because he earned it. Priya looks for a job for 8 months. 8 months of rejections, waiting, and humiliation. At an interview in a private clinic, everything goes well until they ask about her family. She sees the interviewer's face change when he hears the name of her village, her caste. They don't call back. Finally, she is hired at a rural medical center in the middle of nowhere in Uttar Pradesh, a place where no city doctors want to go, where there are 5,000 patients for 1 doctor and no proper equipment. She agrees without hesitation. It's a job, it's a salary. It's proof that the girl whose mother cleans toilets became a doctor. Priya earns 56,000 rupees, $670. She looks at this figure and cries because her mother never earned that much in a year in her entire life. Priya officially works until 5. In reality, she arrives at dawn and leaves when the patients run out. And at night, she is woken by a knock on the door because births and heart attacks don't wait for Monday. 70 to 80 hours a week, she is the only doctor for 5 villages. Priya spends 5,000 rupees, $60 on a room without air conditioning and a shared toilet, $6,070 on food she cooks herself, and every month she sends $20,240 home. That's more than her father earns in 2 months. She saves $10,000, $120 for her dream of someday becoming a surgeon. Arjun is 27, and for 3 years, his mother has been sending him bride profiles from Shaadi.com, the country's largest matrimonial site. Photos, education, caste, horoscope. He chooses Meera, the daughter of a businessman, a graduate of the London School of Economics, fair-skinned, from a Brahmin family. They meet 4 times before the wedding. That's enough. What do they look for? For a man, salary and prospects. For a woman, appearance, skin color, yes, fair-skinned women get more offers, and modesty. Matrimonial sites have a filter for skin color. It's not a joke. Demographics are cruel. For every 1,000 men, there are 943 women, 70 million surplus men. The result of decades of selective abortions. Families got rid of daughters because a daughter requires a dowry and a son brings one in. Arjun's wedding cost 12 million rupees, $140,000, 500 guests, a 5-star hotel, designer outfits. The bride's family gives a dowry of $5 million, $60,000. The newlyweds move into a new apartment for $10 million, $120,000 with a 20-year mortgage. 2 years later, a son is born. Mira leaves her job. The child needs a mother. Arjun takes 12 weeks of paternity leave from Google and posts a photo with the hashtag #PROUDDAD. India is one of the most dangerous countries for women. A rape is registered every 15 minutes. Priya never goes out alone after dark. She gets married at 29, late by Indian standards. The groom is a Dalit, an accountant from a nearby district. Her mother found him through acquaintances. They meet twice. He seems kind, and that's enough. Priya's wedding cost 400,000 rupees. The family goes into debt for 3 years. But even after the ceremony, the fear doesn't go away. In the introduction, we asked, why is one bride killed every hour in India? The answer is terrifying in its simplicity: dowry. In poor and conservative families, the wedding doesn't end with the payment of money. The husband's relatives can demand extras for years: a new motorcycle, gold, or cash. If the girl's family cannot pay, abuse begins. Priya moves in with her mother-in-law. Her own room is a curtain instead of a door. She is a doctor. She saves lives. But at home, she is the junior daughter-in-law who must know her place. A year later, a daughter is born. Official maternity leave is 26 weeks. In reality, Priya returns after 3 months. She is the only doctor for 5 villages. People die while she is breastfeeding. Her husband doesn't get a single day of leave. The child stays with the mother-in-law. Priya wants only one child. Her mother-in-law wants a grandson, a boy, an heir. The pressure begins 6 months after the birth. Love? Priya gets used to her husband. He doesn't hit her, doesn't drink, and brings home his salary. By village standards, it's a good marriage. Is she happy? She doesn't ask herself that question. There is no time. Do you want to know India's scariest secret? Pensions here almost don't exist. Only 10% of the population receives any kind of state pension. 90% of Indians are workers in the informal sector. Farmers, cleaners, traders, builders. They work their whole lives without contracts, without contributions, without guarantees. Their pension plan is their children. The official retirement age is 60 for civil servants and 58 for the private sector. But most Indians work as long as they can stand on their feet. At 70, cleaning toilets. At 80, selling vegetables on the roadside. There is no choice. Arjun retires at 60. In 35 years in IT, he has accumulated 40 million rupees. Investments, real estate, a private pension fund. His pension from the company is 80,000 rupees a month, $1,000, plus income from renting an apartment, plus dividends. He spends winters in Goa and travels to see his son in Singapore in the summer. He plays golf, practices yoga, and complains about politics. Old age is a well-deserved rest. Priya will never retire. Formally, she is a state doctor and is entitled to a pension, about 20,000 rupees a month, $240. With this money in India, you can rent a room and not starve to death, but live, you cannot. India is a country of contrasts that are impossible to reconcile. Here, skyscrapers grow next to slums. Billionaires and the destitute share the same city. Google programmers and sewer cleaners breathe the same air, but live in different universes. Can a system that is 3,000 years old be changed? India is trying. Quotas for Dalits, a ban on discrimination, programs for the poor. Slowly, with a creak, with setbacks, but there is movement. Priya is living proof. And now, a question for you. If you were born in India, who would you want to be? Arjun, who has everything but will never know the price of his success? Or Priya, who has nothing but her own will, but who knows exactly what every step is worth? Write in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. There are many more countries ahead that we need to live through.